Hey guys, Fletch here, bringing you another Fletch Talks video, and this video is going to centre around the news that Arsenal Football Club have won the FA Cup. It was following a brace from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang that won the Gunners the trophy, who are celebrating winning England's biggest domestic cup for a 14th time, following a 2-1 victory over their fierce rivals Chelsea. Now, the game was a fairly stop-start game in all. I think the opening 20 minutes saw Chelsea as the much brighter side, and they actually went ahead through Christian Pulisic's goal inside 5 minutes. But following that 20-minute mark, Arsenal definitely got back into the game. And if Nicolas Pepe's sweetly struck and well-taken goal wasn't a warning enough for Chelsea, a few minutes later, Arsenal did in fact level things with Aubameyang's first goal of the afternoon from the penalty spot after he initially won the penalty after Cesar Azpilicueta was judged to have brought him down in the penalty area. In the second half, Chelsea were dealt a massive blow within the opening couple of minutes when Christian Pulisic himself was forced off with injury, and then shortly before the drinks break, Aubameyang doubled his tally for the afternoon and got what was revealed to be the winning goal of the game, finishing off a Gunners breakaway, a counter-attack of sorts, with a fantastic, well-taken and quality finish. Things went from bad to worse for Chelsea when Anthony Taylor sent off Mateo Kovacic for a second bookable offence, which to be honest looked extremely harsh on the Croatian midfielder. And if we can talk about the referee performance just for a little bit, he was very poor. I thought a number of decisions were baffling to me. He dished out a lot of yellow cards as well, mainly to Chelsea players, but I think overall Anthony Taylor had quite the poor game. But I don't think too many people will look into it. His superiors, the FA, I don't think they will look into it because, let's face it, England referees pretty much can get away with doing whatever they want. But I think that is probably a debate for another time. As I said, I think overall the game was pretty much stop-start. There were a number of injuries to players on both sides, possibly the manic schedule of playing a lot of games in a short space of time, possibly a caught up to a lot of these players, so that could be the reasoning behind that. But I think overall you can't let this game or them factors kind of distract you from this game, and I think that when you look at the game and you look at it in depth, you'll see that overall Arsenal were actually superior defensively. There are a lot of question marks going into the game about Arsenal's defence and whether they can replicate the games that they played against Manchester City and Liverpool previously. But I think in this game, they reenacted that. They had their defence set up brilliantly. Chelsea, though, were poor overall, but in the end, the difference maker on the day was, of course, that world-class striker in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who might have played his last game in an Arsenal shirt. We wait to see on that, obviously, but if he is to bow out, what a way to do it, by winning the FA Cup for Arsenal. And without him this season, I hate to think where Arsenal would have been without Aubameyang this season, so fair play to him. Of course, the preview before this game was obviously going into this game was looking at the two sides and their managers in particular. Both managers are very young and upcoming. Lampard obviously had a fairly successful first season with Chelsea. Obviously, he made his name in the Championship with Derby. But of course, he had a fairly... When you look at everything that he went through, I think you can say that it was pretty successful first season with Chelsea when you put things into context. He did manage to finish 4th, so we managed to retain their Champions League football right. And when you look at the things that he has to have gone through, the fact that they sold their best player last summer in Eden Hazard, the fact that they had a transfer ban, and the fact that they've had to deal with a lot of annoying injuries throughout the entire campaign, it just shows you what a lot he's been through to get them to this point. You can see that he's already started to put his own stamp on things at Chelsea. He's brought a lot of youth players through, and okay, his hand may have been forced in that aspect, but they've come in and they've done a good job for him and now for the club, and they may have actually forced their way into his future plans a little bit, despite transfers now being back in play. This season, pressure is a little off of him, you feel, because of the troubles that he may have gone through, and I'm sure that maybe he'll get spun on this as to being a bit of a learning experience for him. But with the additions of Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech already announced for next season, plus the big names rumoured to be coming through the door at Stamford Bridge over the next few weeks, the pressure gets turned up a notch almost immediately. Now for Arteta, of course, the flip side has been that he's come into a job only for a few months and has already had to pick up the pieces of the old regimes under both Arsene Wenger and Unai Emery, and he has to use what was left there when he came in, which was basically a team underperforming, looked shot of confidence and had no identity and looked clueless and lost. There certainly are a number of flashes and a number of small glimpses of what Arteta is attempting to achieve with Arsenal even at this early stage, and you then question whether this trophy could be what sparks and signals further success down the line for both Arsenal and for Arteta. And you have to say that it probably will, and it possibly will. It certainly does display that he's able to adapt to what he currently has. And I think given time and patience with the right backing, Arteta can certainly build something here. You obviously saw his input at Manchester City with certain parts of that team under Pep Guardiola, and he can certainly replicate something similar here, just more in his own image. So we wait and see on that, but of course this is Arsenal's day, this is Mikel Arteta's day. They have won the FA Cup for a 14th time thanks to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's brace, winning against their fierce rivals Chelsea 2-1 at Wembley in what was obviously a very different scenario, having no fans at the ground. But of course, this is just one man's thoughts and one man's opinions on this particular topic. I want to know what you guys think. What did you guys think of the game? What did you guys think of Arsenal? How did they play? What did you guys think of the way Chelsea played? How do you see this affecting the future of both clubs and both managers? We talked a lot about Frank Lampard and Mikel Arteta, of course. How do you think this will affect them further down the line? Leave your thoughts, comments and opinions in the comment section below. And otherwise, hit that like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things would be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. And I will see and speak with you all again soon in another video.